Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 23rd. We're going to jump right in here, Leo, and see what is going on for you. You have this witch card. It says magic curse on it, and you have this peacock spirit that says pregnancy and wealth on it. I'm pretty sure you've had that card before, so some of you could be pregnant. The other thing that I would say is I feel like you're kind of like manifesting things. Very quickly, but I feel like you need to like break some sort of spell. You literally have this card that says, to rise, you must let go of fear. And so I feel this isn't really like, I think that this isn't really a fear as well. It is, but we have the moon here. But what I would say is I feel like it's more of a, kind of pushing yourself outside of comfort zone as always with you, or it's kind of like something where if the investment doesn't work, it could hurt. And I'm not talking about a financial investment either. It could just be like an investment of your time or your effort or your energy. It's almost like I get the sense immediately in your reading of like not wanting to waste time or, not wanting, like I understand, like, trust me, I totally get it. I totally understand like investing a lot of time, effort, and energy into something only to have it not work out, especially in business. So this could be in work, business, career, even if you're retired, it could be like a personal project that you want to work on. And it's like you're fearing that the investment won't pay off. And again, with this pregnancy card, it might not be a baby. It might just be an idea, something that has a lot of potential. The reading literally says this right here. Ace of Swords, victory. But the world, if you've been watching me for a while, I say that the world is a card of birth. She's going through this portal in the middle here on the world card, and she's being birthed into something new. Then you have the High Priestess, which is something that just has potential. I mean, I'm pretty sure I said this to you in your last reading, because I'm pretty sure you had this in your last reading, the High Priestess, where there's no roof over her head. She can accomplish whatever she sets out to accomplish, but she has to, like, put in the work, right? And I feel like some of you have to be laser-like focused as well. You have this Ace of Swords, and then you have the Seven of Wands underneath it. I sometimes feel that the Ace of Swords, of course, it's a card of victory, but it can also represent needing to be like laser-like focused on whatever it is that you're working on. The Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It's a card of like knowing that that something is going to work out for you. Like the deeper that you believe something with the Seven of Wands, the more successful it will be. It's kind of like a card of belief, or really needing to believe something very, very deeply. And, he's defending his position at the top of the hill normally. This is the after tarot, so the imagery is a little bit different, but he's defending something. And I do feel like some of you might be defending your ideas. You might be defending certain things that are going on in your life as well. But I feel like you're about to kind of go through a transformation where maybe you don't have to defend your ideas so much. There's definitely an idea that needs to come down to earth. This was your whole last reading. Now that I think about it, I'm almost positive that it was all about like needing to come down to earth. Look, you have the moon. The moon exists up here. It's literally something that we have to bring down to earth, and there are fears attached to it. And then you have the world, the Eight of Pentacles, which is basically saying, get to work on whatever your plan is, especially for those of you that want to grow your finances. You end with the Eight of Pentacles. This Queen card says love and prosperity on it. You have the King of Pentacles as well. So it's like clearly there's something that really affects your foundation. You have the Four of Wands and the Tower. This is how I'm putting it together in my head. And, but I feel like you need to get moving here. I wouldn't even worry about the Tower. The Tower came up like crazy again this week, so wouldn't surprise me if we saw some global Tower moments in general. I think that's going to keep happening for 20 years, at least. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Three of Swords. I do feel like some of you are trying to separate your energy away from something. Again, if you have like a person who's gossiping about you or talking behind your back, or, maybe just like a crazy person in general, I feel like this person, like the more you think of it, the more power they're getting. So I would someone needs to hear that. I would remove your power from a person. For others, I feel like you're just going through a healing. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Two Wands. Are you kidding? I mean, Two Wands is the card of needing to leave a comfort zone. It is a card of progress, and you have that Knight of Cups in your next row. Knight of Cups can also be kind of like a card of making progress towards a dream. So I feel at least you're making progress. You're moving forward with this Two of Wands for sure. And with the Moon card, you have the Strength card, you showing up in a very strong position. So I feel like this puts you in a position of power and strength, of course, and it allows you to accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish. Pretty simple stuff. Next in the area of messages for your future self. You have this card that says, to rise, you must let go of fear. You have the sharing card that says, giving back and sharing your gifts with others. You have a key role in changing the world with your gifts and your talents. Are you kidding? Definitely time to tap into those hidden talents, gifts, skills, and abilities here, Leo. And it's time for you to kind of like put those things out into the world. I really see you moving things around, you know? I'm pretty sure I've said this to you before, Leo, that it's almost like, you know, especially in like work or business, I feel like maybe you've been doing things a certain way, but it's almost like you're rearranging the way you do things. I don't even know if that makes sense. It's popping into my head. I don't even have a good example for you because I have no clue what you do, but I'd say it's almost like you're doing things in a different order, or maybe the way you present yourself in business or you present the business. It's like you're doing it in a different order. That's what keeps popping into my head. Same thing with love as well. It's like maybe you're approaching love differently in a different order so that it can be more successful this time. And that's kind of like what I'm getting here. You have the Knight of Cups, the World, and the Four of Wands. Again, obviously, if you're looking for love, there could be love coming in for you that leads to marriage. Could be long distance. Could be a very dreamy person that you're attracting. Could be a water sign. You've been getting water like crazy. And of course, it could lead to marriage. But again, I don't really see this as a love reading. I see this more, you know, it shows up here, like I said, but it's not like the major focus. I feel like the major focus is freedom. The Four of Wands is a card of completion, and the Two of Wands is also a card of completion. Normally, on the Two of Wands, he has that wand behind him, and he's reaching forward. He's got that other wand in front of him with the whole world in his hands. It kind of says, like, what is behind you is complete. What is in front of you is the whole world, and you have the world right next to the Two of Wands. So, you know, to me, this reading is kind of like spelling itself out, and it's encouraging you to set yourself free. I feel like what you're setting yourself free from is fears or worries, and maybe that's a better word. Remember, I was kind of lost for words there at the beginning, and I kind of feel that a better word would be worries, like worrying too much about what will happen if you rearrange things in your business, worrying too much about what will happen if you rearrange your approach in relationships. Well, what's going to happen is a victory. So it's like, are you afraid of the success? Are you afraid of creating your own reality with the world? Like, what is it? I don't know. I can't answer that question for you. You're going to have to answer that question, but I would definitely encourage you to take the risk. You have the Knight of Cups as well. You know, the Knight of Cups, he's kind of like normally on a traditional card, kind of looking into that cup. It can represent a knight in shining armor, but again, to me, it kind of represents a dream. He's scrying. He's looking into the water that's in the cup, and he is imagining his reality in the future. And I really feel you have this, you know, there's going to be an increase in your work or your business, but it's going to be through changing things like we've been talking about. But it's almost like you already have the vision, is what I'm getting here on that Knight of Cups. Let's see. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Page of Cups. I mean, it could be a love offer, like I said. But Page of Cups, normally on a traditional Page of Cups, he's got that fish in the cup. And I always say you have to grab onto that fish. It's like a goal, wish, dream, something that you want to accomplish. And Eight of Pentacles literally just says, if you make it your focus, which we saw here, Seven of Wands, Ace of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, he's only focused on one thing, then you will be successful. With the World, you have the Emperor here. So some of you need to take control. I feel like you're taking the lead and charging forward. I do feel this is encouraging action, just in general, the Emperor for you. With the Four of Wands, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yes, this is going to set you free. Just like working on this Seven of Wands. Again, Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It's something that you believe in very deeply. Could be a new direction in your life. Could be a new business, a new relationship, whatever. It doesn't matter. And I feel like putting in the work is going to be the thing that leads to a lot of success. So I would just get moving here, Leo, plain and simple. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this journey card. I'm getting a million things here. Number one, I feel like if you're about to go on a journey, like if you're traveling over the next, I would say the rest of the year, right? If you're traveling or anything like that, I think what's unexpected is maybe you're just traveling somewhere for vacation, but then you decide you want to move there. So I kind of get that feeling where, you know, it's kind of saying to me that some sort of journey could actually lead you to where you belong. So we see the World, you know, you have a lot of moving cards here. Tower even can just be a move. So it wouldn't surprise me if that happened. I also feel some of you could be going more on a figurative adventure, like in your brain. You have the Knight of Wands showing up in your last row, which is the card of adventure, but, you know, this could also be you kind of learning about something new, and this journey is clearly going to lead to a lot of success with the Eight of Pentacles. So you have the Eight of Pentacles, Hermit, and the High Priestess. It's like I feel you need to trust your intuition. I always say that, Leo, I think you are the most underrated intuitives in the zodiac. So, use that Leo intuition of yours. I also feel, again, just like I said in your last reading, there's something that has a lot of potential, but maybe that's what scares you, right? Maybe that's where the fear is that it's just potential. So, potential is nothing if you don't put action into it, right? So I feel like some of you, it's like you're dreaming big. I feel like your brain is, kind of encouraging you to think big with this energy, but maybe there are some fears there. I think you need to realize that you earned something, is what this hermit is saying. The hermit has been through the difficulties, the challenges. He's gone through a dark night of the soul, or he's done some soul searching, and now he's standing at the top of this mountain, which represents an achievement. And he's also got that, star in the lantern. Now that I think about it, you've had this a lot with me. The hermit, like needing to, a couple of months ago, or I don't know, it might have been like 6 months ago now. Time is just flying by like crazy. But, I was saying to you all the time how I feel like you need to blast your star out there. It's like there are things that it's almost like you're becoming a teacher, and maybe you're not literally teaching people like in school, but maybe you're teaching people by being an example. And, the star, I talk about this all the time because of Pluto and going into Aquarius this year. It's like the star is all about inspiration. And so that star is about inspiring people. But, again, it's interesting that he's holding a snake, which would represent a transformation and, kind of like in the way that he helps people. You have the Eight of Pentacles as well. Again, I feel like there's a major change in your finances. Some of you literally, like today is the 19th. So literally on the 18th, when Mercury went direct, you could have noticed a change in some area of your life. Like I'm seeing numbers going up all of a sudden. So, I don't even know what that means, but it could be money, but it might not be. It might be views if you have a YouTube channel or something. I feel like you noticed a change, like literally a hard stop and a hard start, which doesn't usually happen in astrology. To me, astrology is more of kind of like a blended energy where things kind of happen over time, but this looks like something that happened very, very quickly. Let's see. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Four of Swords. Yeah, something you waited for. You also have this Three of Wands wanting to pop out there. So for some of you, I feel this is encouraging expansion and bigger risk. Sometimes I feel with the Three of Wands, it's like asking, what are you waiting for? There's something you want to do. And it's encouraging you to take the lead and to put something out into the world. Like I said, I feel there are worries here, not like real legitimate worries, but maybe just things that you're kind of making up in your head. And I feel that by releasing these worries, you're going to be creating like a lot more success in your life in general. With the Hermit, you have the Knight of Wands. I like literally wasn't I talking about adventure on the Hermit? With the Knight of Wands that is showing up next to the Hermit. You're about to go on an adventure. I really feel this is saying you're kind of like over prepared as well. I get this over preparation energy. So if you've been thinking about, again, doing something new or taking a new direction, I feel it's kind of like, it's been time for you to do this. With the High Priestess, you have the Two of Swords. Definitely trust your intuition. High Priestess, trust your intuition. Normally, the lady on the Two of Swords has a blindfold on, and you could read it as her needing to trust her intuition on a decision that she needs to make. So, I feel like you need to trust your intuition on all decisions that you are making at this time. You do have, we're going to clarify this obviously in just a second. You do have the Tower right next to it, so I'm not so sure how that's going to play out, but I kind of feel like you need to trust your intuition. Can we get more detail on this Two of Swords here? Chariot, a victory. Go towards the new. Plain and simple. I mean, the Chariot, he normally has a city behind him. He's leaving that city because he's trying to set himself apart. Again, I've said this before. To me, with Pluto and Aquarius, it's like everybody talks about how Pluto and Aquarius is the collective, but it's also the individual. I've been talking about this for like 2 years, where it's like, yes, we have to work together, work on the collective and things like that, but we also need to set ourselves apart, is what I would say. And we need to get rid of like the groupthink type of energy here. So I feel like if you have any unique ideas in any area of your life, and if your intuition is saying, go in this direction, even if you have to go alone, it doesn't matter. That is the direction that is going to lead to, right here, love and prosperity. So it's like you're not going to live a unique life or an excellent life by being like everyone else. And I feel like that's what this is saying. It's like you're trying to set yourself apart. I feel like you're trying to break the status quo. King of Pentacles as your first card. I don't hate the King of Pentacles, but he is the card of convention. He's the way of he represents the way things have always been done. And I think we're getting away from that energy of like the way things have always been done. Because if I don't know if you have noticed, but like nothing really works, right? There's so many problems. I think everybody's like, complaining about like this side, that side, whatever in the news, blah, 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 right? But I'm like, when are people going to wake up and be like, yeah, but nothing really works. Like nothing's really working. We don't really have any good solutions. And again, I keep encouraging people to come up with solutions because, again, as I've said to everyone, it's like the solutions aren't going to come from the government, Klaus Schwab, right? Evil World Economic Forum. They're not going to save us, right? They're not going to help us. Definitely not. And, the solutions are going to come from us people, us little people, right? Not these like, weirdos that want to, suck our brains out and turn us into robots or whatever the hell they want to do. I don't care. But what I would say here is that the solutions are going to come from you. They're also going to come from outside the status quo with the King of Pentacles. You have the King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Tower. Again, I feel like you need to shake things up. Maybe that's what the Tower is as well. It's like shaking up the status quo. I do feel like your finances are improving with the King of Pentacles. There's no denying the fact that he has a certain set of skills. He has these grapes on his cloak, and the grapes in the tarot represent something that requires a lot of skill and effort to grow. So it kind of like says you have special skills that you use to make money or to be successful. And, the only thing I would say is that the Knight of Wands is about being spontaneous, and it just says, don't be afraid to do things in a different way. Don't be afraid to try to use your skills in ways that you've never used them before. I feel like that could be very beneficial with the Knight of Wands. And I would also say, like, don't be afraid to shake things up with the Tower. I feel like you could be kind of recreating your own reality, and maybe it's causing tower moments for people in your life, but it's like sometimes we just have to do that, right? Sometimes we just have to shake things up. Sometimes we have to, create, what do they say? You have to break a couple eggs to bake a cake, right? So I feel like some of you, it's like maybe you're breaking some eggs here, but it's probably just what you need. With the Knight of Pentacles, yep, are you kidding? You have the King of Wands. Like, this is more your energy. I'm wondering if this is the difference between, like, how you've been living the King of Pentacles and the difference is your true nature. Like, I feel like this is your true nature. Maybe you've been in this domestic King of Pentacles type of energy. Maybe this is what you really want to be, is like a wild man, a wild woman, a wild person, whatever you are, I don't care, right? And it's like you want to be more free, more flowing, more courageous. You want to feel this. It's like, the King of Wands, he feels good because he's winning. It's like when we win, we feel good. And that's what I feel here. I feel like some of you, it's like you just want that feeling of winning, of courageousness, of, doing something that requires that courageousness as well. I don't know. Very motivational feeling that I get here. With the Knight of Knight of Wands, you have the Four of Pentacles. Again, you're not going to find it where you've been all along. Definitely time for you to leave a comfort zone. Definitely time for you to do like new and different things here. And with the Tower, you have the Lovers. Okay, so there could be a surprise in love. I'm wondering if this is new love or just a surprise in love in general. Let's ask. I'm too nosy here, Leo. Can we see, like, what is going on with this Tower, the Lovers here? You have the Devil. You could be letting go of a person who is toxic, or it could be a Capricorn. Yeah, Four Wands. See, I'm wondering if this is actually good, not bad. And you have the Four Wands and the High Priestess. So trust your intuition in love. I would definitely avoid toxic energy, although I feel like you could be attracting, a Capricorn. Could be a Pisces as well. You have Pisces like 19 times in this reading, although, as I've said, I'm a Pisces, so I can say this, but, Pisces has been all up in everyone's business. I don't know what's going on with Pisces, but, creepy little Pisces, hiding in the bushes, right? Watching everybody, not speaking up. That's Pisces' game. Pisces' game is I'm going to watch you for 2 years and never open my mouth or talk to you. So, again, whatever. But what I would say here is that, I feel like for some of you, could be marriage coming in for you here. I would be careful of the toxic stuff, though. Make sure, because I don't know, that's like too back and forth for me, that energy. But anyway, let's see what is going on for you here, Leo. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this risk card. We talked all about taking a risk at some point in your reading, so the risk really is to kind of like face one of your worries. I want to call it a worry. It's not a fear. It's like so weird how it's popping into my head. It's like specifically, and this was happening at the beginning of the reading. It's like specifically saying, no, it's not a fear. It's a worry. So I don't know if that helps you at all, Leo, but there you go. I feel like, and I kind of get the feeling that maybe you need another person to help you. So don't be afraid to ask for help. You have this discrimination card. This is a card of discernment. It's not like discrimination, like racism. It's about like really looking at all situations that you're getting into and making sure you're getting into them for the right reasons. The other thing I would say, by the way, with this over here, this whole mess going on here, is that I would make sure you're getting into love situations for the right reasons as well. Next, you have this friendship card. I kind of got the feeling that there could be people who can be very helpful in your business or your career. So, don't be afraid to ask friends for help. It could be any area of your life. It doesn't even have to be business. But, I also feel some of you could be a really good week to socialize. Or if you haven't been socializing, I feel like you need to socialize. The energy could be getting a little bit dull. And sometimes I think when we feel dull, it's because we're not doing what we need to do. You have this drama card. Avoid the drama, especially in relationships, plain and simple. I just avoid drama at all costs at this time, plain and simple. And finally, you have this excitement card. A lot of reasons to be excited about the future. This card, it kind of reminds me, he's kind of like looking towards the future. So I feel like you need to think about all the things that you could create with your skills, and that's going to lead to a lot of success. But I really like this. I like where this is going, Leo. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.